start seated today. Legs crossed. Just gonna do some centering. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, one of your, could y'all, if you have like kids in the background, just, no, kids are going to be kids, it's fine. But you may have to forego, um, yeah, because it's picking up in the class, yeah. So yeah, if you just mute yourself, if you have to unmute yourself, go ahead. But I don't want you to, um, get frustrated with your children. They're just children. Okay, cool. Yeah, the angle is going to be like a little off. The better angle is going to be the screen sharing. I'll just put this one close so that I can talk to y'all without yelling to the screen because, I have to record. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can grab bricks or whatever props you want to use. That's fine. I'm just teaching from home today because the studio's closed. So, um, I never transfer stuff from the studio to my house. So, yeah. Yeah. I was wondering where you were. No, it's fine. We were just getting angles and background noise together, so you're fine. Come on, make your way to your mat. Yeah. Yeah, so we're starting off seating today when everyone gets comfortable. We're going to do some centering. Yep. So just giving you guys a couple minutes to get in. Give everybody a chance to get. I know these early morning classes are kind of yikes. I try to give people 4 minutes though while I get myself together. So if you're already on your mat, just let's loosen up a little bit. I like to bring awareness into the body as we root into our mat. So just take your shoulders up towards your ears, squeezing the shoulder blades, pulling the shoulders towards our hips. So movements full of intention. We want to inhale, raise the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, roll them back, squeezing the shoulder blades. Then let them relax. Right, so do that a few times at your own pace, to your own breath. Y'all know it's so awkward for me to guide your breath. I personally take very shallow breaths. Like I'm not a deep breather. Like I'm like, that's all I got. I'm okay with that. I'm content with that. I accept it. All right, so inhale. Rolling the shoulders back. Inhale. Inhale. Rolling the shoulders back. Now place our palms on top of our knees, facing the ceiling. I'm going to inhale. Inhale, bringing awareness into our fingers. We're going to take our pointer finger, place it on top of our thumb, and release. Stretching the hands. Inhale, finger on thumb. Exhale, release. Look at those fingers. Roll the wrist. And as you inhale, filling your lungs with the prana, the breath that is life. Exhale. Blow away the tension we may feel. All right. Allowing those index fingers and thumbs to meet. Inhale, pressing the finger and the thumb together. Really feel that energy trapped in between the space that closes here. And when you exhale, let all that tension go. You're going to take your hands and place them beside your hips, straightening the arms, really feeling that stretch, the front side of the elbow. Just warming up our wrists here, warming up our forearms. Really focusing on the awareness that you feel. Take our hands, interlocking fingers behind our back. It's going to look like this, but behind. And pressing the palms of our hands towards the floor. Yep. So chest is going to come proud. Inhale. Allow the chin to fall back. Feel the stretch in our chest, in our shoulders, in our neck. This is just waking us up. I want us to our breaths. Inhale. Our chins up. Exhale. Rolling our head in a clockwise motion. Drawing that chin in towards the chest. Lengthening the neck to the ceiling in a clockwise motion. So everyone's muted. If I have to, can you hear me? Okay, that's perfect. All right, I'll put this back in just in case. I feel like it works a little better. And now, rolling those shoulders back. Inhale, draw that chin into the chest, and take the neck counterclockwise. So imagine that you're drawing a circle with your chin in a counterclockwise motion. Keep doing that. All right. I'm going to inhale, sweeping the arms above the head, allowing the palms to meet. Exhale, leaning to the right for a seated banana pose. And as we inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Extend the legs towards the end of our mats. Toes pointing towards our chins. And exhale. Allow the tips of our fingers to meet our toes. If that's not in your practice, rest them as far down on your shins as possible. If you need to widen your legs so that you can fold more, always do what's in your accessibility. So inhale, bringing that chest proud. Exhale, seated forward fold. If you would like, you may take your brick. I don't have a brick, but I have this box. So you take your brick and you can adjust it to the height that works best for you. Oh, this would be, this would be. So find a side that works for you, and then you can use that to kind of close some of that space or allow you to get a deeper stretch. You don't want any of this to feel forced. We're just waking up. So as your body warms up, as your muscles warm up, these ligaments, we get the fascia going, the motion should become more accessible to you. But you know, it's like 6:15, so most of us have been asleep for at least 6 hours, so there's going to be some tightness. It's also freezing outside, so keep all of those things in mind and just give your body grace and gratitude for all that it's doing for you. All right, we're gonna, on our next breath, we're gonna bring those feet closer together. All right. And then once the inhale, bringing our right knee to chest, hugging knee. Inhale, Exhale, let that knee fall. So it's kind of like a seated figure four. And if you want, you can plant that left foot, anchor that into your mat, and cross your right ankle over your left knee for a hip stretch. But if it's too early for all that, here is good. Drawing that foot as close and far up the inner thigh. So it's kind of going to look like a tree pose, but bringing it in a little more. I'm trying to give you references from what I know you know already, but it's okay. The poses, the Sanskrit, don't let it throw you one way or another. I literally use Sanskrit as, if I can pronounce it, I'll use it. If I can't pronounce it, I won't use it. So, don't get caught up on that. Here, while we're here, I want you to take the time to correct our posture. So I want us to bring the shoulders back, chin up, palms up. Inhale, pressing that knee down towards the mat. We're anchored through our spine and tailbone, so we're rooted nice and sturdy in the mat. We have awareness in the left ankle. We're warming that up. And on our next exhale, release, allowing the feet to meet again. Inhale, bringing that left foot into the inner thigh, pressing the left knee towards the mat. Am I in your screen still? Can all angles see me? Okay. All right. Pressing that there. If you have to pulse it, that's fine. I like to just try to harness the energy and really control the muscles to do what I want them to do. So I try not to press on anything. I try not to let anything feel forced, unless I have to like help myself. So here, I'm gonna inhale, crossing that left ankle over that right knee. I'm going to inhale, bringing that right foot planted, pressing forward for a hip stretch on the left side. So they call this figure four, seated figure four. Yep. And we're gonna release that bend in the right knee, planting that left foot just on the outside of the right knee. Sitting up nice and tall, rolling that ankle. Yeah, everything pops. You heard it? These Apple products pick up audio really like ridiculously well. So sorry if you heard that loud pop. All right. Just loosening up the hips today. All right. And release. Allowing the feet to meet again. We're going to bring feet touching, hugging the toes, pressing those knees towards the mat and pausing, just like a little butterfly. Inhale. So I like to press for the exhale, pause for the inhale. So all right. All right, so I want us to bring our feet together. Knees are slightly bent. I want us to plant our hands, fingertips closest to our bums, and I want us to just rock those knees from side to side. Yep, so here I'm getting a little spinal twist in, warming up that lower back. And here, so sit up. We're going to take our right knee, bring it behind us. So when we bring our right leg back, we want to, if you want, you can always be on your knee. So if you need to access through planting our hands at the top of our mat, bringing our left heel right into our center quad, and the bridge of the foot is anchored into the mat, pushing back off of the mat and feeling that stretch in this hip. Let's have pigeon, or if you want to bring the body down, you can always bring those elbows down. And yep, perfect. I'm so glad that you feel comfortable enough with using the props, because that's always something that we're able to do. I want you guys to make this as enjoyable as possible. I want to help you reach accessibility in these poses. So that's really why we're up this early, to just kind of start bringing awareness into our bodies as early as possible. So really just waking up and getting right to it. All right, so I want us to inhale, exhale, release, and just bring our bodies to the mat and just take a few breaths here. Feel that release in your lower back, the tightness. Really allow your spine to sink into your navel. And on our next inhale, I want us to bring the hands to the sides of the chest. We are going to push up into child's pose. So, shoulders are away from ears. Bum is being pulled towards the heels of the feet as our chest comes closer to the mat or meets the mat. And as we exhale, into table, we're gonna inhale, bringing that left heel across to the right knee. Over here. Hands planted. Heel of the right foot is slightly pressing into the quad as we allow that hip to open up, that right hip to open up. So I'm going to bring our left foot onto the balls of our toes. So bring it to the ball of your feet. Lift that knee. Bring those elbows down. And slowly bring that knee down. Left knee down to the mat. Little pigeon pose. Sorry, guys. The Zoom was acting crazy, so we had to hop out. And inhale. Exhale, allowing that hip to fall deeper into that stretch. Inhale, planting the hands at the top of the mat. Exhale, letting the feet meet at the back of the mat. We're in plank. Exhale, letting the chest meet the mat. Inhale, extending those arms, bringing our chest off the mat while our quads and hips stay on the mat, extending those arms to the fullest extent of our practice for Cobra. As we exhale down to our elbows, so planting our elbows into the mat, right to either side of our chest, and exhale, just doing a slightest lift of the chin for baby cobra or sphinx pose. And while you're here, in your breath, I want you to release all that tension down your lower back. Most times you'll find that you're holding your booty together. So you want to release that tension in the lower body, in the lower back, and really just focus on this slight motion here. As we inhale, press off the mat. Bringing elbows, pulling them away from the ear for downward dog. Lowering our knees. And inhale, rounding the spine. Exhale, allowing our back to arch and our hips to tilt back, allowing an arch in our spine for cat-cow. So I'll show you this from the side because it's really exaggerated. So we're here. Like to inhale, bringing the navel to spine. Exhale, shoulders come back, back is arched, tailbone is raised, and we're pulling those shoulders away from our ears here. So inhale, lean that spine. Exhale. Everything comes back. From here, I want us to walk our hands back. I'm gonna come to this. Ankles can be crossed. You can also put your brick there. If you have a pillow, you can put that there. Or you can simply rest your bum on the heels of your feet. So take our hands, inhale, bringing our index finger to our thumb and allowing our hands to rest on top of our quads. So just did a lot of motions here. So I want to give us some time to come back into our bodies. Gratitude and contentment for all we have already done. As we let our lungs feel on the inhale, release all the doubt and tension stored in our body on the exhale. So inhale, gratitude. Exhale, tension. On our next inhale, I want us to lift our bums. We're going to anchor through the tips of our toes. We're going to exhale, allowing our chin to extend to the ceiling. We're shortening the neck. Exhaling, leaning and allowing our hands to meet the heels of our feet. Or a little camel. This is a really good back stretch. So here is a good time also to use those breaks. So when you have them, I know they do everything. I see you keep looking. So yeah, so if you're not quite limber enough, or if your fascia is working against you this morning, grab your brick or grab your prop, place it within your comfortable reach, and then you just lean towards it, even if you're only doing one side at a time. When I do one side, I do like to let one arm fall up, just so I can get the deeper stretch. And I usually hold that for 2 breaths, and then I switch. So you can feel free to do that. We're going to inhale. And if everyone's doing one side, because that's what I see most of us doing, we're going to inhale, bringing our right hand to the ceiling and our left hand to our ankle. This is a really good groin and quad and lower back and even shoulder stretch at this point. Inhale and exhale, release. If you want, plant those hands, bring that butt back, let that chest fall. If you want to get a little, stretch out that back in the opposite direction, a little child's pose. We'll do the trick. As we inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, extending our left hand over our heads. Right hand meets the right ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last inhale. Exhale. Both hands above head. Toes become untucked. Hands meet above the head. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Center. Exhale to left. That's banana. Yeah, so you can do banana. There's a lot of different variations. Most of the time we do it laying down, but this is a good little half stretch here. And inhale back to center. Exhale. To relax. All right, and here, I'm gonna turn back this way. Yeah. So we're gonna actually find our way to our feet from here. I think it'll be more accessible to start on our feet. Are you okay? I know sometimes you don't realize all that the tightness and things like that until you stand up. And so that's why I really try to be very mindful and follow like the road of least resistance, as they would say. So I think you'll like this a little bit better than the floor transition. So what we're going to do here is we're going to inhale, sweeping hands above head. Can you see me? Okay. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands holding a ball of energy towards the sun for chair pose. Exhale, half fold. I want us to take our feet to the width of our mats. And slowly stand. Allowing our hands to meet at the heart. Toes turn slightly outward. I want us to bring our tailbones towards the mat while anchoring through all four corners of the foot. So weight should be evenly amongst the heel, pinky, big toe, and inner ankle. So it's going to look like this. So you're going to inhale, pushing those knees out, letting that butt sink, bringing the heels down, hands down to heart, or yoga squat. You really want to keep our feet flat. As you can see, my feet are anchored into the mat evenly, so I'm not like this, and I'm not like this. You would think of it as the four corners of your feet are each nailed down. So when you bring your weight down, you don't want to lean. You simply want to just act as if there's a string pulling your tailbone down to the mat. And I like to brace myself with putting my elbows and my knees just for a deeper hip stretch. And if you want, you can rack it out there. Plant those hands. Exhale, bring that butt up. And if you want, you can take a few breaths here, or you can inhale, left, exhale, center, inhale, right, exhale, center, inhale, standing up, bringing hands to heart, exhale, feet planted, pressing those knees out, dropping that tailbone to the mat. A few breaths here. Exhale, release to half fold. So I know some of us just like to hang when I say half fold, but here I want to show you the difference. So relax so you can just stand. So standing Shavasana. Yep. So inhale, forward fold. So in forward fold, our chests are coming into our quads, if that makes sense. And sometimes there is a slight bend here. I know a lot of times you see people and they're just like bending it like Beckham, which is fine. But it's okay to fold in this manner. The biggest thing here to notice is the angle of the hip in the back. So if you look at my body, I'm more like a 45-degree angle. And when you're in a half fold, you're more like a 90-degree angle, kind of. That makes sense. All right, so half fold, that back is flat. Those shoulders are away from the ears. And when you're in forward fold, that chest is down, facing the quad, not the floor. All right? And it's a big difference in the lower back when you're transitioning there. So let's walk our way back towards the top of our mat. We're going to inhale, sweeping hands above head. Exhale, slight bend of the knee, holding our hands shoulder width apart. Big ball of energy we're holding up for chair pose. Exhale, standing Shavasana. Letting our feet spread to the width of the mat, toes slightly out, hands to heart. Inhale, exhale, yoga squat. I think it's like Malasana, but don't quote me because I'm not sure. So I just call it the yoga squat. So it's a deep squat. You won't see this like in the fitness classes. And from here, I want us to plant the hands at the top of the mat. Step our left foot back. So our right hand is just inside of our right foot. And if you can bring it down, bring it down. But if not, use your props to drop that knee. Really let that hip open for lizard pose. So, yes, perfect. So, yeah. So, I like to keep whatever foot, like right now we're in like right lizard. So, if I was to attempt, all right, so, yeah, so I was saying, this is the anchored side. So, this is also a modification, but I would put the brick on this side so that I can get a deeper stretch. And if you can take it lower, if the floor is just out of your practice, right? So that's what we were doing there. All right, so I know the follow through, I may just like chalk this whole video as far as like, probably won't upload it to Facebook for you guys. I'll probably just like redo this flow on my own without all of the hiccups from getting kicked out of the recording. Yeah. All right, so we're on our bums, finding our way to our backs. And deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. knee to chest and hug. And Casey, I know you have your straps. This is the perfect time to use them. So I can't see you, but go ahead. So you will use them just like we talked about in studio. Yep. You're gonna hug that knee, right knee, to chest. And inhale, exhale, allow that right knee to cross over the body and fall to the floor. And our arms extended out and shoulder blades anchored into the mat. Supine, supine twist. So this is a really good lower back stretch, hip stretch. So here, you want to try to make sure you can keep that left heel anchored into the mat and both shoulder blades anchored, and just allow that knee, that right knee, to get as close to the ground as possible. And if you can straighten that leg for a deeper stretch, please do. And deep breaths here as we allow the body to relax into this pose. And on our next inhale, I'm going to roll back to center. Inhaling that left knee to chest and hugging. Exhale, allowing the body to sink deeper into the mat, allowing all the tension to leave your lower body. And as we inhale, grip that left knee. Exhale, allow it to fall over the body, crossing the body. Keeping our shoulder blades, both right and left, anchored into the mat. And I'm perfect. Yeah. Tara, if you want to roll up that blanket and just kind of tuck it under you on that side, since that is your tighter side, yeah, I would totally do that. Yep, and it just will give you a little bit more support, since, yeah, to keep you in that twist so you can really feel the relief as you inhale and exhale. Yep. So as we inhale, we're drawing oxygen in that those muscles need to stretch and to relax. So a lot of times when we find ourselves holding our breaths, we're actually depriving those muscles of that air that it needs. So even though it's tight, even though it may be painful, I want us to always keep our mind on our prana, breath. That's life. So you need to give those muscles life. Yep. So everybody's in now. So we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Allow that leg to straighten if you can. We're going to hold it there for a few breaths. Inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to roll back to our backs. Releasing the legs. Palms to the ceiling. Inhale, both knees to chest. Grabbing our hands, interlocking them if it's in our practice. If not, just one hand below each knee and rocking back and forth. And if it's in your practice, allow those knees to fall to the side. Soles of our feet meet and fall to the mat. And our hands to our sides. Deep breaths here. We bring one hand over heart, one hand over our pelvis, or I like to say one thumb length below your navel. So from heart to root, I'm going to take some deep breaths. And as we lay here, I want us to picture the sun. Imagine the warmth of the sun on our faces. Allow that warmth to come over you and comfort you as only the sun can. On our next exhale, extend your feet to the ends of the mat. Allow those hands to fall to our sides. We feel the back of our head press into our mat, followed by our shoulders, our tailbone, our calves, or maybe the heels of our feet, the knuckles of our hands. Let's do a scan as we exhale. As we relax here in this final pose, Shavasana, corpse pose, the pose of surrender, I ask that we let go of any negative thoughts that we had or that we may be having towards ourselves. And inhale the prana of gratitude and surrender to all the things that we cannot control. On our next inhale, we get awareness to our body. We roll to whatever side is most comfortable for you. And make your way to your feet. As we inhale, sweeping the hands above our head, bringing them to heart center. We bow together and say namaste.